All right, I am here with my good buddy Jonathan,
I'm
and
here
we
with
were
Mark.
discussing who has the most to prove this year in college football. So, Jonathan, who do you think has the most to prove this
Man,
year?
I really think it's got to be Darius Geis. I mean, he's a beast on the field. Everyone knows that. But he's been the backup for Fournette the last few years. He's not been that go-to guy. And you notice even last year when Fournette was injured, he'd show up. But can he do that for a whole season? We're gonna find out.
That's true. That's true. Last year, the times that he got to play, he shined, and he had a big shoes to fill, but yet he was able to do it last year. So, if you ask me who I think has the most to prove, it's got to be Jalen Hurts. I mean, looking at the spring game, he wasn't even the best quarterback out there, and he basically just had his legs in the last two playoff games. He didn't show much of an arm at all. So, I mean, if you're thinking about the expectations at Alabama and the weight of the SEC and all that, I think Jalen Hurts, if he doesn't perform, he's gonna get the bench, and there goes his future.
Tia Telugu, however you pronounce it. He's got arm.
I'll have to
He's
work
got
on
his
that,
arm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
he has a gun.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name, but
Yeah.
dude has skill. I
I'm
was
sure
very
by
impressed with
midseason
him.
we'll have it. Cause I agree with you. I thought Hurts. He's one of those guys. He's a flash in the pan guy. I really think he's got some great athleticism. And Alabama, they had so many targets last year that it was easy for him to step in. And I don't see him now that people are ready for him. I think he's going to struggle, and it's going to give Tia Tagovailoa plenty of opportunities out there. But we'll see. It's going to be the SEC's going to be tough.
Yeah, the
Well,
SEC.
I don't think anyone in the West, especially, has gotten worse defensively.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
yeah, and the SEC is usually the SEC, all the teams, when they have a year to prepare for you, they watch film, and you really have to up your game to the next level, or else you're going to be stopped.
Look at Johnny Manziel, perfect example. First year in the league, killed it. But then the second year, people turn around. After that, they knew what he was about. They still were a great team. He did some great things in college after his first year, but they were ready. They had 2 or 3 losses at least that second year with him. I mean, it just shows the preparation of the SEC. Those defenses are going to be ready to go.
It's a different ball game. Now, is the SEC the best conference? What is if the SEC isn't the best conference? What is the best conference? So, Jonathan, what do you think? Who's the best conference out there?
I mean,
Give me an unbiased opinion here.
even going biased, look at traditionally in the last 10 plus years, they're either champions or runner up. I mean, they've been consistently the best conference, top to bottom. Other conferences have been in that championship game. It hasn't been consistently one team like the SEC in a long time. So hands down, it's got to be the SEC.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hate to upset the apple cart, especially in these parts, but people are gonna be, their teams are in the SEC, so they're gonna feel strongly about that. But I think the SEC is actually lagging. You think about FSU. FSU has been strong the last few years. Clemson has shown up in the last 2 national titles, and oh, by the way, beat the previous national champion in Alabama. So they're coming off defending national champs. You talk about Louisville, what they were able to accomplish. They returned the Heisman Trophy winner from last year, who's only a junior. Those top 3, you take those top 3 and you compare it to the top 3 of, let's say, the SEC. I think toe-to-toe, the ACC outweighs it. Now, then you talk about the depth of both leagues, and you really start to examine these teams, and it really is pretty close in talent.
So you're saying the 5th, 6th best team in the ACC is going to beat the 5th or 6th team in the SEC?
Head to head, I think.
So,
what would that
you're
look like?
saying-
Maybe North Carolina
And
beating
LSU.
beating up on LSU. I have LSU in the SEC championship game. So
Well,
I would
we're
say
talking about, okay, I get what you're saying. That's this year. But we're talking about who's the best conference as a whole. In the last
Top to
10
bottom.
years, let's say we take the top 10 years, LSU, I would put fifth or sixth best team in the SEC.
Yeah,
And North Carolina would be a stretch for fifth ACC, but I will give you North Carolina. They've been solid there defensively.
yeah. And the
TCU
conversation that I'm in agreement the last 10 years that would be the case, but I'm talking just this year and where we're at right now. I believe that the ACC going into 2017 is a better conference top to bottom. Not to say that when the year finishes that the SEC won't take over, but based on what we saw last season, based on the additions, I think you have to give the nod to the ACC right now.
I get what you're saying, but I really feel a lot of those teams in the lower level SEC are stepping their game up. And I would take some of the bottom of the SEC over some of those mid-level teams from the ACC, especially some of the other conferences, the Big 12, Pac-12. You start talking about the other conferences in the nation, I would put some of the lower guys against some of their best, which is fair. So we're talking about ACC right now, so I would give NC State even the head over maybe a Vanderbilt. But the way Tennessee played at times last year, the potential that they have, I can see Tennessee running the table in the ACC. I could see Mississippi State running the table in the ACC. I can see a lot of them. Some of it would come down to where they played those games. It's college football. You lace up your cleats and you go anytime. Anyone's gonna beat anyone, but I'm saying I feel like even Mississippi State could get to the ACC championship game.
All right.
Yep.
Well, speaking of lacing up the cleats, toe meets leather here very soon. We are in August. It's August 1st, and we should see I guess the first game is August 24th, I believe.
Yeah, getting close.
So getting closer. We're looking forward to talking more with you about this, and this is Fan Talk South.
Show.
The show. So we will see you guys every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m.
All right. Stay tuned.